Hey everyone, it's Sunday today, so that means it's time to sit down and chat all things ChatGPT and generative AI and catch up with the news of the week. And bonus points if you have a pumpkin spice latte. Cheers to the second day of fall. So let's jump into the news this week. And full disclosure, I got some of the articles from CSPts from Reddit, and I will link their username in the description of this video. Thank you. So the first news item this week is pretty interesting. We know the world of cold emailing and email marketing can be quite daunting, and there's a lot of pitfalls and hurdles that you need to do that successfully. So FiberAI has come up with a solution here, and they're saying that with their AI integrated email services, that you can essentially do a whole bunch of, or use AI to navigate a whole bunch of the pitfalls that I'd mentioned. So for example, like flagged keywords, etc. That will usually mean that like an email gets bounced into somebody's spam box. So this is something that I find really interesting. It provides a bunch of data from places like LinkedIn, Crunchbase, etc. For prospecting and email marketing. Now it seems like what they use is ChatGPT 4 to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and then you review, and they've reached out to some of these leaders, which is great. I think this is, if this is relevant for your role or your function, I would definitely check this out. I'm also curious though, because I feel like we're going to reach a point where people can smell that things have been written by ChatGPT. Maybe not yet, but anyways, this is super cool, FiberAI. Next up, we have a service called Magic Loops, and essentially what you can do is you can automate basic functions and things. So they have some suggestions which I find very interesting. Text me a fun weather forecast. Essentially what they do is they automate some of the AI prompting and then deliver it to you via email or text. One of the things I feel like I'm, potentially would use this for would be like, text me, a gratitude journaling prompt. Text me at 1 p.m. to like, have a meditation prompt, and maybe even text me at 10 p.m. or email me at 10 p.m. to go to bed. So I feel like there's more interesting things than just acting like this is like a digital parent, which I might use this for. I'm just gonna awkwardly sip my coffee and go through some of these interesting prompts. Okay, anyways, so you can see that there is very interesting functionality for this. Yeah, I want to use this. I'm going to try it. Okay, so I used to be a university professor, and one of the courses that I taught and I loved teaching was research, both quantitative and qualitative research. And speaking of that, now we have Outset AI. Essentially what the product is offering is that you can get more out of research, and you can do it for faster and cheaper. However, I don't know, maybe just kind of being the more old school researcher, I'm skeptical of this, and I'm curious to see what sort of biases would be in Outset AI. Like, if you're going to if you're going to involve AI to get glimpses and, a lot of insights out of research, it has to be trained on something, right? And I'm wondering what sort of, I wonder how they account for biases in the research. That's all I'll say. So anyways, I feel like if you are in the world of research, also too if you're perhaps in the world of like UX research, this could be an interesting solution for you. I mean, they have already people like Weight Watchers, etc., that have used it. Yeah, maybe I'm just old school. And the last tool that we're going to talk about this week is something called BlandAI. And this has been gaining popularity on places like Reddit and TikTok because essentially what it allows you to do is to make custom AI phone calls using this service, using their service in an API. So essentially what that could mean is like making phone calls and automating phone calls for like customer service, for like cold calls, for marketing, etc. Like I'm sure for like the mean and evil people that call old people and try and scam them out of money, this could also be, I shouldn't be advocating this. So there's a post on Reddit that's gotten quite popular, and essentially what the person did is they simulated an Apple support agent. So, kind of tell me your device's number, etc., etc. And I think you know where this is going, right? Like this can really upend the industry of telephone support based roles. If you can automate this to AI, I mean, Microsoft has already unveiled that they are doing stuff similar to this, but the fact that this is now open to more public access is huge. Yeah, I feel like this is going to upset many different roles and offer a lot of productivity for a lot of organizations that have telephone-based support and roles. Anyways. Now moving on to some fun stuff and not like calling grandma and getting swindling them out of like hundreds of dollars. We're talking DallE 3. So you're familiar with DallE, the image generation functionality. It's really cool because DallE 3 is coming to ChatGPT Plus users in October. So all of the fun image generation, if you don't really love Adobe Firefly, this is something that you can look forward to. And also, speaking of OpenAI, these are cool images. Wow, okay, I need to not be distracted. Speaking of OpenAI, if you have experience in red teams and protecting and securing AI applications, this is for you. So OpenAI is making a red teaming network, and they're inviting experts in this. So of course, there'll be a link in the description of this video so you can check it out. I have none of these abilities, but if you do and you have the experience or are up to making AI systems more safe and less harmful output, then yeah, go for it. Okay, so also, hey, persuasion, I should apply. So anyways, if you have experience in any one of these fields, political science, computer science, psychology, law, etc., then I'm gonna apply to this, I think. I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? I did a master's. Hand them my master's and cry. Okay, anyways. Now, interesting news from the consulting front. BCG has announced that they are partnering with Antropic, and for those that are familiar with Antropic, you'll know that they do the model Claude and Claude 2. And Claude 2 is a model that is similar to ChatGPT 4 in terms of its functionality. It's a chatbot, essentially, that is fantastic, precise, accurate, etc. So this is exciting for BCG clients, for them to use these capabilities. And yeah, I think really nice to position Anthropic here as becoming more of a bigger player. So essentially, at the end of the day, what they want to do is they want to implement the Claude 2 chatbot into BCG, into its clients' engagements, and I think provide some of the guardrails there to provide, just research analysis, all the fun things that you can do in a more closed environment. So if you're in BCG, you'll probably know this already, and if you're teaming up with BCG as a potential solutions partner, then this is some of the things that you can potentially ask them about. Okay, and now the best for last, or at least the one that makes me so excited. So Microsoft is announcing Copilot September 26th. So this is like next week. This is rolling out to Windows 11 devices, and we read the fine print of compatibility. However, so you know that Microsoft had Bing, their AI chatbot, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're now introducing Copilot, which will be this fun little symbol in our Windows taskbar for Windows 11. And it is there's like all this new generative AI functionality for Windows users. So like, okay, if we scroll down the article, it's like, yeah, okay, like you can use some chatbot, blah, 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 play some music to help me focus. So come on, right? They're also having more AI implementations with Paint, so no more ugly, terrible pictures, although those still have such a fond place in my heart. With photos and editing your photos, there's AI functionality in the snipping tool. Yes, like there's just so much functionality, and of course I'll post the link. We won't go through everything line by line, but I'm kind of like, maybe I should make a video next week, like going line by line by line. Why I think this is so exciting is because, like they're implementing the DallE 3 model in the Bing image creator. Like it is just, I feel like it's giving this operating system like a generative AI boost and refresh, and I'm so curious and excited to know all the productivity shortcuts that are going to like impact me personally. From like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so cool. And also too, what I love about this is going to signal to Apple, hey Apple, step up. I mean, also in the news this week, we didn't cover it, but Amazon is implementing generative AI in Alexa to make the answers a lot more sharper, a lot more precise. So the fact that you have like, this big play with Alexa, and now Windows basically implementing Gen AI into its whole ecosystem, or I guess its whole desktop ecosystem of applications, this is going to be, yeah, okay. It's going to be exciting. And that's why I'm excited about the news this week. That's why I'm excited about like sharing the news every week with you, because it's just like, it's stuff like this where I'm like, like there's change and it's interesting, and like there's so many cool things to adopt. So that's my story. So I'm going to geek out. I'm going to eat this fabulous pastry and have my pumpkin spice latte. That's how I'm doing this week, by the way. how I'm doing this week, I have a delicious pastry and a pumpkin spice latte. Like, my North American is on fire in the Netherlands, and I love it. So that's what's going on in my life this week. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, if you want to like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Of course, catch you next week in the next Sunday video. And of course, on Wednesdays, Casey and I have our change management video. So go ahead and subscribe if you want ChatGPT and change management related videos. And yeah, have a wonderful week and catch you next time. Okay, bye.